Hi, second grade. Welcome back. Today we're going to be practicing for our next project. We're going to begin a project taking a close look at food. So think about color, because remember this year we're really focusing in on color. There are so many different colors that our food can be. We have fruits, we have vegetables, we have breads, we have meats. There are so many different types of food. So now let's think about color. Let's think back to our warm and cool colors. Remember, warm is red, orange, and yellow. Cool is green, blue, and purple. Let's think about the warm first. When you think of the warm colors, what foods come to mind? I'll give you 10 seconds to think on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and share with someone next to you. What is a food that reminds you of the warm colors? Some foods that I thought of, maybe a mango, could be a banana or an orange, or maybe even a cherry, because that's red. Oh my gosh, maybe it's a hot chicken wing. Maybe it's a cheeseburger that has a really orange bun. Could be fries, could be something unhealthy too. Hey, maybe pizza. Now let's think of foods that remind us of the cool colors. I'll give you 10 seconds to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and share with a partner. What are some foods that remind you of the cool colors? Some good ones would be maybe a pineapple, a kiwi. I see some grapes here. There's all sorts of different colors that food has. Here's a photo of a woman creating some art in Guatemala. She's using the same kind of art that we'll be using in this project. Take a close look. I want to see if anyone can guess what kind of art that we are going to be starting. I hope someone said weaving. Weaving usually involves string. For this project, we're going to use paper, and today we're going to be practicing because it is a little bit more difficult. But you guys are in second grade. Like I always say, if we just did coloring sheets and markers and crayons all day, it would get pretty boring. So that's why I'm giving you a day to practice this technique. This is over hundreds of years old, maybe even 2,000 years old. This is a very old way of doing art, and it has all to do with patterns. So I'm going to show you how to do it, then we're going to start on our own. All right, so what you're looking at is not a chessboard or checkerboard. It's actually a weaving loom. So a loom means the thing that we are weaving into. Weaving just means that we're making a pattern, and the paper is going to become our art. So we're using different strips of paper to create a design. So the cool thing about weaving is that even though it's a little bit harder, if you ever make a mistake, you just pull it out and try it again. I'm going to show you a little bit of it, and then we'll do it on our own. So when people weave, they do under, over, under, over. I always think of it as tunnel, bridges, tunnel, bridges. So for this one, I'm going to start with a tunnel. So I'm going to go underneath. Notice that these little holes. These holes are what we're going to go through. So go under, and now I'm going over. So I'm doing a pattern. So since I went over, what's next? Under, okay. And then I went over this little piece of land right here. Under, over, under. So that's basically how it works. Like I said, if you ever make a mistake, you can just pull it out and try it again. This might take a few times, but as soon as you get it, you won't forget it, and your awesome artwork is going to be great. You should have walked in with this laminated sheet of paper. Please don't break it. Other classes are going to be using it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these little strips. You're going to find them on the middle of your table. And you're going to do the pattern with me. I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to do one together. And then you got to do one on your own. So I'm going to start this one going under. So I'm going to hold it in a way that makes sense for me. Under. It went under the piece of paper. Over the next one. Under. Over, under, over, under, over. So depending on yours, You might be over or under on that last part, but it should look something like this. Here's the way I know I did it correctly because I see the pattern. White, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. If I did something wrong, let's say I accidentally went over twice, you would see it. You can see that something's a little bit off over here. White, black, white, black, white, black. Huh? So now it's doubled. If you ever make a mistake, you can either fix it, I'm gonna tuck it in correctly, or if you can't figure it out, just pull it and try again. So I'm gonna give you a chance to try this out on your own. Give me a thumbs up, I'll come by and check. So some of you kind of struggle there, that's okay. Like I said, this is gonna be hard, but you know what? We're Christie students and we're gonna pull through this because we are smart, we are strong, we are powerful. We can do anything that we want. I'm gonna give you the next piece of information. This is where it gets a little bit tricky for people, so I hope that you are paying attention. So, I started with under, then went over, under, over. You get the gist. Now, when I do these next few pieces, I have to do the opposite. I start with the opposite. It's gonna look like a checkerboard pattern. So since I went under for the last one, I'm gonna do what? Over, go over the bridge. So the next one I would need to go under, over, under, over the land, under for the bridge, over the land, under the bridge. You should see something like this. I know I did it correctly because I see checkerboard pattern. Black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. White, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. It always changes every single time. So I'm going to do this third one, and then I'll show you what to do at the end. So since I did over for the last one, I'm going to do what? Under the bridge, over the land. Under the bridge, over the land. Under the bridge, over the land. Over the bridge, over the land. Yeah, it gets really easy as you go. Just keep checking yourself. One thing I hope that you notice I've been doing is as I'm going, I'm pulling it down and making it a little bit tighter. It would be so easy just to say, Mr. Bofield, look, I'm done. No, you're not done. You have plenty more to go. Because if I pull these down, aha, I see you did not do the full thing. I see you have plenty more to go. You're going to fill this up until you can't fit no more. All right, so I pretty much filled it up as far as it'll go. However, I put a mistake in here on purpose to see if anyone could find it. Find it with your eyes, find where I messed up, and point to it. I hope you were pointing right over here. There's a couple mistakes. So I can see that I kind of got it right, but it kind of ended up a little bit Willy Wonka, let's say. White, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. Perfect. All right, so remember this one will start with black. Black, white, black, black, white, white, black. All right, something is messed up here. If you ever mess up, the easiest thing is just to, whoop, take it out. Now I'm going to try again. So since I have over, I need to do under, okay? Then over, aha, I did not follow that pattern all the way. Under, over, under, over, under, over. All right, ooh, that's looking so much better. It should look like you should be able to play some chess off it. Once you are done, I'll come by and check if you give me a thumbs up. Then what you do is you're gonna take all these little white papers out. Should be the easiest thing ever. Put them back where you found them in the middle of the table. You're gonna return your white strips right here on the middle table once you're done. If your friends are using some on the table, you don't have to take those, but just return them to the middle table so I can kind of figure out how much of the class is done just by looking in the bucket. And then also place your loom right here so that I can kind of visually count how many people are done and know when we can move on to something else. So, like I said, guys, today's going to be hard. I'm going to be here walking around helping you. Please raise a hand if you need help. No crying. Do not cry. Every year I always have kids crying, boo-hoo, Mr. Bofield, how are you going to do it? it. That's why we do this, guys. We practice. I'm not expecting you to do it perfect your first time. Only you are expecting yourself to do it perfect the first time. And guess what? We don't always do that. That's an expectation that I can't expect from you. Today is about practice. Work hard, and then you can choose a new activity. iPads are open once you have completed, and give me a thumbs up so I can check your work.